So we really did start the campfire conversations because some of the best conversations happen around the fire pit. And then I was thinking about it, and I hadn't been around that many real fire pits. And so when I popped off and said that, hey, we should go do Mount Everest, Boulder Brad said, there's levels to this. He said, let's do it first. And so, anyways, Brad, I guess I don't think you slept because you built us out an incredible plan. And it was so convincing that we had to turn people away. And so today, though, I wanted to jump on under the Campfire Conversations podcast because I want to document some of the journey because it's not just about, it's really actually not even about the climb. It's about everything that is going to come with it, the camaraderie, the relationships, the conversations, the unknown, and how it's becoming a spiritual journey for all of us. And so I imagine y'all all have gotten some stories, some probably weird looks like, you sure you want to do that? You're 41 years old, or younger or older. And so I just thought I would walk us through some questions that I've received and just talk about it. But before we do, I mean, everyone's got to meet the climbers. And so maybe we just go around and do that real quick. Brad, did I leave anything out on the Rainier?
No, I think that's the short and sweet.
Cool. So let's meet climbers. Boulder Brad, you go first, man. Why are you on this hike? I mean, you're already on the hike, obviously.
Man, I've sat in the car all day. So, and plus everybody's used to me already walking on camera. So I figured this is normal. Yeah, I think you saying that just kind of hit at the right time. I've been waiting, man, the past 2 or 3 years. It's kind of been on my heart to get together with a group of guys like this and do something that's physically hard, something where we grow together. And I don't know, I just kind of felt inspired. You're over there talking about Everest. I'm like, he just has no idea what he's talking about. Like, I'm imagining you dying on Everest and, and I was like, but this is an opportunity, right? Like, if he's serious and he really wants to do something, let's do something. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here. I want to get together with an awesome group of guys like this and grow together. And it's like you said, man, I mean, the exciting part is like what happens over the next 6 months. Like, we get to look forward to this for a half a year and get ready together and then go share in something that, I mean, maybe this is hyperbole, but a crucible together. I mean, Andy's like, nah, no big deal. Like, I can't wait till we get to him. He's like, yeah, it's just walking up a hill, man. No big deal. But
well, maybe we should just go to Andy Foxtrot. Yeah.
Well, I just about got the hill in my background if it was a clearer day on the way home here. Yeah, up in Washington, I'm looking forward to it. As soon as I heard, wouldn't have even mattered who it was climbing, and they were ready to go. I'm ready to go with them. So just stoked that it was Rob and then a couple of other stellar gentlemen that some I've met and some I've met in the last week over at Indianapolis. A couple Brad, I was working out next to you in the gym. I was like, who's this guy? And I'd already met you earlier in the day, and we've been texting on the group chat for like 2-3 weeks. So yeah, pretty exciting, really.
Heck yeah. And you do 100 milers.
I've done one so far. I do ultras, yeah. I've done 100 miler out this way.
That's one more than the rest of us put together.
Yeah, I guess so.
That might be more than all of us put together, but we'll leave it at that. Okay, cool. Heck yeah. How about Mike, the mountain man?
What's up?
What's up?
Wait for a question.
Well, you got to introduce yourself to our fans are listening. You got to tell us what's going to get you on the mountain.
I know, but you opened it up with Boulder Brad, and then you went to Andy the 100 miler. So I thought you were going to team me up for some sort of. I mean, in all honesty, I thought you were retarded when you signed us up for this, and I've got a lot of really good looks, but I've got a serious case of FOMO. So in the event that we actually do make it to the top, I want to make sure that I beat you up there. So I say I got there first. You can
Only
come
10 minutes. 10 minutes first.
10 minutes later, but for me, I instantly thought that the journey would be way cooler than the actual climb. I mean, whatever, right? So I thought doing it with you guys was gonna be super cool. And then I just popped in my mind that I had to do this with Josh. Josh and I are extremely close, and it just so helps that he's a paramedic and he's got rope training. That also is a major benefit. But what popped in my mind was I absolutely want to do this with my brother and I want to do this with Josh. And so if you guys were going to climb Mount Everest, I would have to do that. And then luckily Alfredo, he's a big dude, so he's my Sherpa. And so I'm just kind of recruiting people as I go. Like Alex is a good looking guy. In case I need to do laundry, I'll just do it on his abs. I mean, Brad's a camera guy. I mean, like I've just recruited everybody. So it's a thing.
Geez, that's gonna be a hard one to follow up. Mike, the mountain man, Alfredo, try and top that. Introduce yourself to the group.
What's up, everybody? I'm not as mysterious as Mike. I don't think I can get away with just saying, what's up? Man, well, I think Mike hit it, man. I mean, well, first of all, I'm Alfredo, like the sauce. You can't forget the name. It's easy. Mike said it, man. I'm here because he needs someone to carry his bags. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm not much of a long distance guy. The steepest hills I ever climbed were misery, agony, and heartbreak. That was out in Kentucky when I was in training for the Army for my extensive 10 months that I did in the U.S. military. And honestly, man, I get like really going about challenges. I don't know what it is. If somebody tells me something's hard, I want to do it. And I think that's just a testament of how I live my life. Everything I've ever done has been hard, been a challenge, been against the grain. And when you told me, I mean, I met you all in December, and then by January, I was over in Fort Worth with y'all. And then next thing I know, I'm climbing a mountain with a bunch of guys I've never met before. And for me, it's honestly like I've known you all forever. Like we played ball in high school together or something, you know? And for me, that's what it is. It's just doing something like challenging that's going to push me. And I'm just excited about it. Honestly, I've been getting questions about what I know. I was just on a coaching call with someone, I think the day before yesterday. And he asked me like, hey, what do you know so far about the mountain you're climbing? I said, nothing. I barely know how to pronounce it, right? I think it's Rainier. And I said, that's about as far as I've got. He's like, it's about 14,000 feet. I said, yeah, I got that. He's like, what else do you know? I said, nothing. He said, you have any climbing experience? Nope. I don't even know what equipment I need. I haven't looked into anything about the mountain. And the truth is, I feel like, I honestly just feel like I'm going to be all right. My workout regimen is pretty solid. I started doing cardio more. So I know that was one of the questions that you put in the group. I do a lot of weights, and I've been like swapping how much weights I do for cardio. And I'm up to like 40 minutes straight on the Stairmaster unassisted. I need to start putting my mask on so I can practice for the breathing. There isn't much I'm gonna be able to do to practice for the cold other than maybe moving the Stairmaster into a freezer down here in Florida. There's just no training for it. But fortunately, I've been through Fort Knox in the winter, and that was exciting. So I'm looking forward to the challenge, man. I'm looking at it like a competition to see who gets to the top first.
I love it. Well, I don't know who wants to go, but Josh, you don't have a cool name yet.
I can add one.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I was Josh Underhill. I was voluntold basically that I was going by Mike. So he was like, hey man, there's this really cool opportunity. You're going. There wasn't do you want to go? It was, no, you're going. Okay. And then I found out I was basically just a glorified insurance policy. But in all seriousness, man, like I think the process is the coolest part of it, is where we're constantly checking in with each other. And then, misery loves company. The whole process sucks, but we're here for it. And I think all of us, this reminds me of the movie Wild Hogs. We're like, bro, none of us have any business doing it. We all basically just bought Harleys and we're deciding to run across the country.
I refuse to accept that I've reached that point in my life cycle.
Well, we're here.
And I now identify with that group.
We got to get jackets that say Wild Hogs now.
We're all successful in our own right, and then we all have something to lose if we get hurt, but we're still here. We're still here for it because we need something challenging outside of what we do on a daily basis. Man, I think one of the strangest things, and Rob, you and I talked about it the other night. I think one of the things that I'm looking forward to, and I think we can all relate to it, is not having our phones. Like not having our phones for the whole process and being able to lock in, and we're all just kind of like suffering together. Just like in the movies where their face is covered in mud, and you're just like, yeah, it's great, I love it, I'm so glad to be here. But being able to being able to like disconnect from our worlds. We're all involved in business in some way, and man, these things are like anchors in every way, and it just sucks the life out of you. So I think more than anything, it'll be a recharge for everybody, and it gets and we're all going through the process together.
Heck
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Heck yeah. And you're a firefighter, rope training and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
you're going to set up all of our ladders across these huge gorges that we're crossing, right?
Yeah. And Alfredo's our guinea pig.
And I'm gonna test the structural integrity of those ladders.
Yeah.
So to Josh's point, I don't know the last time I went 24 hours without being connected to the web, right? So I thought that there's gonna be a spiritual part of this that's gonna be super exciting, and it's just gonna be great. So I'm glad you brought that up, Josh. So you will have to set your Tinder away message though, because there are going to be a few girls that are going to be heartbroken.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Probably the mustache.
I'll end up being a Whitaker sandwich at some point, I'm sure.
Hey, you could be the pasta for the sauce, baby. Alex, tell the world about who you are, man, and why you're doing it.
Well, my original thought was somebody's going to have to help Robert get to the top. So when he said he was going to do this, I was like, damn, I can't let my boy die up there by himself. So somebody's going to have to drag him up there. But then I got I felt a joy of relief when I found out that Brad was going. I was like, all right, we don't have to do this alone. Somebody else can help us drag him to the top. So there was that. No, I did, it got brought up in Texas. I served 5 years in the Marine Corps, went through boot camp, and that was one of the most challenging things I'd ever done in my life, probably still to this day, other than my 2 ex-wives. That was quite challenging in itself. But I always said that I've been looking for that like camaraderie and that feeling that you get when you kind of make it through boot camp. And I know Brad mentioned the word crucible, and that's what you go through at the very end of Marine Corps boot camp. They call it the crucible, and it's extremely challenging and tough to the point to where you almost don't remember it when you get to the end. You just know that you're still alive and you made it. And so it was just, man, I mean, I feel like it's going to be not just a challenge once we get there, but it kind of set that drive in me to like just make everything better along the way, and it's cool that it's not that far away, but it kind of is. So I feel like it just really set a big drive in me for just everything, business, I mean, I go to the gym and do this, but it kind of made me start thinking like, God, I don't know if I go hard enough, and so now I'm kind of worried. I'm like, I got to go hard here. I mean, I'm 44 years old, and so there's that too. I'm I don't want to be, I don't like growing old, so try to stay in shape, and it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. I go to a lot of cold places, but I don't hike there. I snow ski. I was kind of wondering, can we take skis and ski down? I've seen that done in videos. That seems a lot easier than just walking back down once you make it to the top. But
Well, what a
Yeah.
great way to end, because Ryan's up there. He could tell us about it. Ryan, introduce yourself and tell us if we can ski down, dude.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I work with Brad at Highline. I think you can ski down, but typically what you do is called glissading. It's you pretty much just lay on your back and you slide down. And I think you can get down between like Camp Muir and like about 1,000 feet, 1,000, 2,000 feet. You can pretty much slide on your back down. So I think you can throw your pack on your chest and you lay on your back and go down.
Like a water slide, but it's
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
there,
ice.
there's like paths and stuff from people doing it all summer and all season. But no, I think for me a couple of reasons I'm doing it. One, it would be very hard for me to say no because I could be on the mountain in about an hour and 15 minutes if I left my driveway. So I told Brad, I was like, man, I can't imagine not doing with you guys. Feeling like everybody's coming out here to climb on the mountain in my backyard and I'm not a part of it. But more for me, I grew up camping and I taught rock climbing for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years and worked on roofs. And so I'm super used to ropes and harnesses and all that. But for me, I think it's more the fact that once a year I go elk hunting and well, on those hunts, it's probably each day it's 4 or 5 miles, but 3, maybe 4,000 feet of elevation change, kind of up and down in the mountains. And for me, I think it's like the hard work and being somewhere. For me, really, it's being somewhere where you can stand and you can look and not see anything man-made. I think that really like brings a lot of like clarity and peace to me. So thinking about like, oh, I do that all the time in the mountains, but then I can only imagine it just the multiplication of that feeling on top of Rainier at 14,000 feet, just looking out and seeing just like nothing but creation and kind of getting clarity and peace. And I think hard work also brings a lot of that also just that strain and that effort just brings clarity. So I'm looking forward to that.
Heck yeah.
Look at
So-
Ryan, like quietly the
Is
most
that,
capable person. Like he's our guide. I didn't even know it.
yeah. Is that how you pronounce? Do you pronounce it Rainier? Because
It's
everybody tells me I say it wrong, and I'm like, so now I just say it 3 different ways when I say it. I just Rainier,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, it's Rainier.
Rainier. All right,
Rain-
kind of like a reindeer without the deer.
That's it. Yeah, my kids when they were little called it mountain reindeer. So
Yeah, I
That's
mean, it kind of sounds like
Yeah.
reindeer without
I'm
the
call-
deer. Without
I'm
the
calling
deer.
it
Yeah.
Mount Reindeer from
Reindeer.
now on.
So somebody told they said, "Hey, what's your training like?" And I said, "I'm just trying to create a habit." And they said, "Well, I guess what does that mean?" I said, "Man, I'm just trying to put my body in motion every day because this is going to be not all day, but an everyday practice." They said, "Well, you got to be doing a lot of cardio or legs." I said, "I'm just trying to do something I enjoy so I don't not do it." It was so profound, and I got to thinking about it. We're all just trying to create a habit right now, and we don't have time to go around to everyone. But if that resonates with you, jump in there real quick. How are you creating a habit? Like Josh, for you, you do this almost every day, but you're gonna have to change a little bit about what you're doing, or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that I'm not changing a lot about what I do on a daily basis, but I can definitely say when I first got into the fire service, I thought I was in fantastic shape. And then, man, the one thing that that's really hard to prepare yourself for is adding weight to your body and then performing work. Man, that's a game changer, and Alex, I'm, you being in the Marine Corps, like I started rucking. Man, you don't talk about gaining a newfound respect for rucking is put 80 pounds on your back and then go walk for a mile and a half. Like you think that you're in good shape and then you find muscles that you didn't know you had. So I think it's kind of getting back into that. Like realistically, I've promoted. I don't climb stairs or fight fire near as hard as I used to. So I think for me, it's kind of getting back in the motion and finding time. I think that's one thing that we all struggle with is just finding time. the discipline that comes along with it is getting up at 4:30 and motivating yourself. I think that's one thing that even like with the group chat is just like is oh, fuck, this motherfucker's up at 4:30 in the morning. Like I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning so I can post. So it's trying to one up each other on, and it's just the beauty of competition and making each other better.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
what else?
To expand on that, Josh, we went on a hike the other day, and just the loose soils underneath your feet, the uneven rock, it's a completely different feeling of being on a stair stepper for an hour, right? Because you've got stabilization in your ankles that you've got to worry about. Robert and I climbed the other day, and it just rained really hard, and boots were covered in mud. We don't know the conditions of the mountain, so you've kind of got to prepare for these really terrible, unideal conditions. And our challenge that we have here in Fort Worth that Josh, Rob, and I have is, if we find an elevation change of 7 feet, we're doing good, And same thing like with Alfredo. And so we're going to have to get really creative, which means that we're going to have to travel, which means that we're going to have to free up our schedule, that we're going to have our family support us on it. And so, I've kind of mapped out some stuff. And that's going to be our challenge here is we're going to have to go somewhere to get that experience. It can't be replicated here in Florida.
Yeah. No, that's good. What else, guys?
Yeah, I think for me it's understanding like I said, I've done a bunch of hiking before, but I think something like Rainier is a different beast, and that's just a long grind. And so I think for me it's more of just training like a lot of that mental aspect of like, no, it's gonna suck either. Like no matter how ready you are, I think it's still gonna suck because it's what, 8 or 10 hours of climbing, right? Like it's hard, no matter how good you're in shape and how good your legs are. It's a lot. And
hey, y'all keep saying climbing. I thought we were hiking. Are we going to do some climbing?
Well, it's
Like-
not like no, I don't think it's any of that. There's no like vertical climbing, but
Okay.
That's next year, Robert. That's next year's challenge.
but it's still from on the summit day, it's still 4,500 feet of vertical elevation, right? And and so I would consider that climbing. It's steep and hard.
Speaking of the sun,
I've got a question. So you talk about 8 hours, 10 hours, right? I actually have a fear. It's going to be gorgeous, right? But it's going to be really repetitive. We're going to be sucking wind, so we're not going to be talking a lot. We're going to be in our thoughts. I'm a little bit nervous about possibly getting a little bit bored on day one. Has that crossed anybody's mind?
Not at all, man. So like, I'm listening to Ryan talk about mindset, and so there's a couple of things. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to make sure that I make the workout, any workout that I'm doing, even like on a regular basis before the climb, I like to make sure that I'm making it as hard as possible for me because I work out alone. So one of the things that I do is like leg days are my favorite days because I'll go and I'll just kill my legs, and then I'll hop on the Stairmaster afterward. Because then that's where like I'm challenging my mindset. Like I don't have to do this. I could just go home now. I got my workout in, but then pushing it for that extra 20, 40 minutes on the Stairmaster. But one thing that I really consider that I know, because I've been in the situations where you're even like blue collar workout in the oil field or in the military, or even my experience in prison. Like when you are around other dudes who are your buddies and you're doing something challenging, I think it's really hard to get bored, but also because you're roasting each other along the way, like you're laughing, you're talking mess. Like I know I'm probably going to be one of the ones huffing and puffing, and we're going to joke about how we're huffing and puffing and how somebody's going to die. The jokes start coming out, but also it's an element that we don't account for. But when you're around a bunch of other dudes that are your friends and you're pushing together, it's something that you can't replicate. Like you can't get that from an energy drink. You can't get that from pre-workout. You can't get that from exercise. And when you're with other dudes pushing yourself through something difficult, it's almost impossible to quit because you look at the guy next to you and you're like, man, Alex is still going. I can't quit. I'm not going to be the one. Right? I'm not going to be the one to quit. And that pushes you to excellence. And I think that goes beyond, Robert talks about the campfires a lot and like who you have in your campfire with you. And that's part of it, that camaraderie. When you have other dudes embracing the suck with you of life and entrepreneurship and business and growth, it's really hard not to show up as your best because you don't want to be that guy who's like, yep, he didn't train. Look at him slacking over there. Now he's gonna wait for us back at base camp. Like that can't be me.
Are we tied together, by the way? Y'all keep talking about getting somewhere closer 10 minutes faster, and then look at that guy slacking. But are we kind of like roped together?
Yeah, Brad.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think there's good. And Mountain Man Mike, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that you're going to beat anybody by 10 minutes because you're going to be roped to somebody. So,
Hey,
Brad, we don't fall.
Well, Alex, I won't be carrying my gear, and I'll be doing a good snap. So
he's gonna have his SOG in his pocket, and we're gonna be a half a mile from the top, and he's just gonna rip the cord and start running.
Dude, if we're tied together, there's no way anyone gets to the top first because we're gonna be pulling each other. Like I'm going.
That's it.
We're just gonna have to walk side by side up the mountain because we're gonna be pulling each other back.
Hey, Andy, you
can't do that in here.
You got bored out of your mind, I met 100 miles. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, it's a different level when you get into that like that overnight fatigue. I've done a lot of other like single day events, but getting into like you start in the dark and then you enter the dark and then you enter the second day, that's a different level of fatigue there, mentally more than just physically. So there'll probably be bits and pieces of that on the group climb where one or two of us might go quiet for an hour or two here or there and get a bit flat. But the magical thing about these type of adventures is that not just the highs, well, not just the lows, but how high it can be when you're pumped full of adrenaline and you're looking across the horizon. You can see the whole of like Puget Sound and all the islands out there and the rest of the mountain ranges to the north, and it's magical country up here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. I think one benefit, I mean, if the weather's nice, which August usually is, I mean, when we start at like the cars kind of at the base of the mountain, it's likely to be 70, 75 degrees. And so typically you'll go up in like shorts and a t-shirt from Paradise, which is where the cars are, to Camp Muir. And then it gets cold from there, much colder there up. But yeah, for me, anytime to fight boredom, I just got to remember, you got to look up and just look around. It's just, it's absolutely just beautiful country.
Yeah, I've never hiked a mountain like that, but I go snow skiing a lot. So I go to Breckenridge, go snow skiing, I've been to Park City. And I mean, when you're up there, like you literally don't feel like you're on Earth anymore almost. It's kind of weird. Like you're like, this exists. I mean, the first time I remember the first time I went, I was just like, this is Earth. Like we're still on Earth right now. It's so beautiful and so different. And, you know, you're talking about not wanting to be around your phone, but I go snow skiing and I never pull out my phone. Like I'll be there all day. And I mean, probably the only electronic I use is like,
hold on real quick. Is that the mountain, Andy? Is that what you got? The camera?
No, this one's much smaller, mate. This is just a small hill, but this is me headed home.
Oh,
it's small. It's like a speed bump.
Just a small hill.
We got a little bit of snow this morning, though.
All right, sorry, Alex.
No, it's fine. But I was going to say, like, you just get in this spot where you just don't even care about your phone really. Like you're just in a different like world. And I feel like it's going to kind of be like that. It's so amazing to me just being in those types of areas. Now, if we were going to go climb some asphalt road, that would not be the same at all. But just the beautiful sight that you see is just, man, it changes your mindset. I feel like altogether kind of, and hopefully makes you not think about how tough it is.
Well, let's talk about that. Who's going to give up first? If we're voting, if we're going to cut up Alfredo, who's not making it?
I will die before I quit. If if you see me fall off the ladder that Josh puts together, it wasn't the ladder. I was tired. I didn't want to quit, so I just died instead. That was it. I was like, you know what? This is a perfect excuse. Just like, right off the ladder.
But Alfredo, wouldn't it be hilarious though? Because we all had to pay a $52 body recovery. It's going to cost them a hell of a lot more to get one of us off that fucking mountain.
Matt Warner and I, we climbed 15 flights of stairs in Salt Lake, and we literally thought we were going to die. Matt did die.
Oh,
But we looked it up. We were at 4,500 feet of elevation. And I mean, the oxygen climbing that 15 flights is so much harder than climbing 15 flights in like Indianapolis or Fort Worth. Yo, that oxygen is going to be a whipping.
it is. I mean, especially for like Alfredo being way down there. I mean, he's like below sea level at some points probably. And so, I mean, I know that when I fly to Denver and then automatically drive up to Breckenridge, which is like, I mean, the highest at Breckenridge is like 9,000 and some odd feet, I believe, if I'm not, or the highest I've ever been is 8,000 or 9,000 feet up there. And as soon as you get there, you automatically have a headache.
Sleepy.
It's just, I mean, it's like, whoa, what is wrong with me? I mean, yeah, you're tired. You can't breathe. I bend over to tie my shoe and I'm like, I feel like I just ran a mile. I mean, literally, you know, now after you're there for a couple of days, you've like acclimated a little bit to it and it's not near as bad. But I mean, you know, when you just anything, everything is like super different. You know, you drink one beer and you drink 5 just then, it seems like.
I like that.
I mean,
that's cheap.
Well, you know, you only got to take like a little bit because it's something. It's different.
So
I like how he did the hand gesture and the camera's zoomed down.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to my camera. I did that and just went.
Who's having a drink at the top of the mountain?
A drink and a stogie. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go Ricky Bobby with it. I'll probably drink a beer on the way up the mountain, and then just drink another one when I'm up there. If you see me drinking out of a bottle, that's not a water bottle. It's 100% booze.
So
that's why you're not having to take a deuce.
So for those of you who do drink, there is a tradition. There's a brand of beer here called Rainier beer, and there's a tradition to carry one up and drink it at the top.
Hey,
who doesn't drink? Ryan doesn't drink.
I don't drink.
Brad,
I will make the sacrifice for you, fellas. I will sacrifice myself.
Yeah,
I'll happily bring one for you.
I'll shake it up.
So Doug drinks, so yeah, we're gonna have to drink some for y'all. We'll do it.
Hey, so let's talk about that. We're up to 5. So Michael found out that it wasn't me emailing; it was actually Whitaker Outfitters trying to rent us gear. So the Whitakers with 2 T's discovered this Rainier and everything, and we're going to rent our gear from them. It turns out one of the Whitaker brothers, the younger twin, summited Mount Everest as the first American. The older twin, similar to Mike the Mountain Man, didn't want to go. That's a real story. Real story. The first American to summit the Everest was a Whitaker.
Wow.
Well, you mentioned something though that I actually wanted to ask about equipment. So, do I need to get equipment before I go there? What do I need to take with me? Like,
Boulder Brad.
Well, there's a list of things that I'm not sure we want to go through right now, but most of it you can rent. Like, you're not going to want to buy the boots.
That's what I was hoping.
Crampons or an ice axe, unless you just want a cool ice axe to carry around in your truck.
Oh, Ryan, do you have your axe? Show us.
I don't have it here. It's my wife's grandpa's, but I'm debating whether I'm gonna carry that and kind of like to honor him, because it is like heavy. It's wood with like a metal head, where they're all like carbon fiber now, and
I mean, he did
probably measured in ounces now.
If we're just hiking, is that for protection or for climbing? I mean, I'm just wondering.
It's for both. So you kind of hold the head and you use it as kind of like to help you walk up, but it's also,
I mean, like protection from like animals. Like, I mean,
no, it's
really
really
chased by like snow leopards, are we?
No, it's really for like fall rest. If you're
I
falling,
mean, that would help you get up there faster.
there you go.
Hey,
It's
our
for the
viewers
gram. It's for the pictures.
our viewers have comments. Let's pull up our comments. Yeah, I'll get off track.
See, now Scott's getting on track now. He asked a serious question first, and he goes, now I know what this hike's really about. Like, it's not a serious hike. It's a bunch of guys that just want to talk shit that's going to try to make it to the top of a mountain and not shit their pants.
I don't know if y'all have watched the movie Old School, but I'm gonna be Vince Vaughn's character where he's like doing the like gymnast ropes and he's got a cigarette in his mouth. That's 100% gonna be me. Like I'm gonna be huffing and puffing with a cigar in my mouth, but I will not let the cigar go. But I don't know who Scott is, but I liked his checklist. He said tennis shoes, cigar box, and I don't even know what the next thing was, but those were the two most important ones. Like as long as I got shoes and a cigar.
Beer belt.
So Alfredo's going to show up with iced over feet. What is it called? Frostbit feet.
Yeah.
Bad lungs, and I mean, he's just you're fucked, dude. Sorry.
Matt
Here's-
Warner's watching. Woo!
We're gonna do one of those for you at the top, Matt.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
I'm gonna
Okay.
wear a shirt with Matt Warner's face on it that says "Woo."
So has anybody met anybody that actually has? That's got to be the mountain. That looks tall.
Nah, we're just getting close to home.
Oh, okay.
That's another hill.
It's just another hill.
Nah, the
Okay.
top of this pass is about 5,500 feet. So it's
Oh,
much
Yeah,
smaller.
those are hills.
Yeah.
All right, so-
Those are the hills that our parents used to walk up both ways to go to school.
yeah. Oh, that's where they are.
Yeah, that's right. In the snow
In
So-
the snow.
with tennis shoes.
This is fun. And so like, what does a win look like to y'all? Because to me, getting to the top is showing our perseverance that we didn't cheat the mountain by not waking up. What are some of y'all's successes? What do they look like in your eyes, real quick?
Standing up there together,
Headed
actually.
back off the mountain.
Headed back. How long do we get to be at the top?
I just want to do snow angels together with everybody. I mean,
Oh,
that's
I'm down. I
I-
am 100% down.
Okay.
we're gonna do snow angels instead of jumping jacks. You know, we're gonna do jumping jacks to get ready and snow angels when we get there.
I'll give you a serious answer, Robert. So I'm about to find out if my 7 knee surgeries on my knee is going to allow me to get to the top, or if my mind's going to get in the way. And so I'm really hoping and trying to train my mind that my knee's not my problem. And so for me, if I get to the top and I need knee replacement surgery, I know my mind's stronger than my knee. But I always ask myself, is this pain and this swelling made up in my mind? Because I've had this deficiency for so long. And so huge win for me would be to get to the top, beat the pain that I'm going through, and I can get the knee replacement. That's not worried. I'm not worried about that. But to shove all that
8 times the
down.
charm.
Well, no, my surgeon said the next time it's going to be a knee replacement. We're not doing another one. I won't do it on you. I won't take that risk.
I
So
love
for
that.
me, if I can get to the top, because I got one of my buddies was running a marathon, and he was like, "Dude, I almost had to stop. My elbow was hurting." And he was like, I was like, "Yeah, it was in your mind." He was just trying to find. He's like, "My ear was hurting. I'm just trying to find reasons to stop." And so I find that sometimes I think I use my knee as an excuse. Maybe not. I have no idea, but I'm about to find out.
Yeah.
So
It's good. There's a group that started called Rainier Ready. They're getting ready in case one of us has to back out. I told them that they're just going to be getting ready to get ready. Seriously, they're Rainier Ready group, but they ain't going to have no extra spots on our group because we're going to drag everybody up. I was thinking about it, Michael. We should practice with you on my shoulder, and I'll help you with a peg leg. I got you.
Josh can show you how to do a fireman carry.
Yeah. And we're all hung together. I'm just going to let you down like a Christmas ornament. That's what you got. Or that I put you on your back and then I ride you down like a snowboard.
That'd be
All of
cool.
these sound like great things.
What
I
I
hope y'all
like
are training hard because I'll be about 250 pounds without weight added. So with my pack and my body weight, you're looking at probably 300 pounds that you have to carry or let down. So I really hope your boys are taking your training seriously because I'm gonna be like
Listen.
an elk that you have to carry around.
I can tell you that pretty skinny people don't need help from the fire service. It's always the biggest, most corpuscular, and they're always naked. Always naked.
If I'm naked, that'll
I don't-
just be an added bonus because there's
I
no
don't
reason
think
for me
I've
to be
ever
naked.
pulled anybody out of a fire with clothes on. So,
I feel like they do that on purpose. They probably
Like an
do look
awful
hard
job.
for the fire.
yeah, that's
They probably have a
yeah, that's
fireman calendar, and that's why
the
they're
last thought they have in their head. I should get naked.
Yeah. He's like, oh man, Josh is coming. I've seen him on the poster. Let me take my clothes off.
He's coming to get me.
okay.
Yeah.
So-
So now I know what to do if I fall down on the mountain and be like, hold on, before you rescue me, let me get naked.
Yeah.
Is that where you're free? That would be weird to be on your back, Josh, if I was naked. I guess just you know.
Yeah, what if you like hit a twig or something? Okay,
And then he throws you right over his shoulder right after he took a shit in the burning fire, and your face is just right in his.
We got a few success. So what is take pictures, the knee, perseverance because somebody's weighing their potential. What else?
Man, honestly, the group success, like for me, it's getting to the top would be cool. But getting to the top with all of us together is really like looking around and seeing everybody who pushed through it because we're gonna be tired as hell. So looking around and seeing Robert up there, seeing Mike. You know, I met them in December. We're smoking a stogie up there. We're doing the Rainier beer, the reindeer beer. You know, we're up there together, and for me, that's really what it's about for me. Like everything else is just extra, but actually getting to the top as a group, no matter what, like that, no matter what mentality, that's the success for me to say that we accomplished it together. Because I feel like if we get up to the top and we're missing a person, we didn't succeed. Like it's leave no man behind kind of thing for me, and that's what the win for me is.
Yeah, that's good. Older Brad.
Oh man, Alfredo took the words out of my mouth. I think I want to see all the guys that started this finish it. For a lot of different reasons, you know. I think that's what it's about. I think doing it together is the part that'll be the greatest joy in it. So yeah,
I love it.
ditto.
What about you, Rob? What's your win?
Mine was that deep. Someone's basing their potential off our perseverance. I know that somebody's going to hear this story and they're going to dig deep. I know this. And whether it be our kids, like I know we've been sharing this story. Like my son is so excited to follow this instead of follow whatever P&L I'm talking about. He's having so much more fun talking about this with me.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people in our lives that might not even want to say like how awesome it was that you did it and all this stuff, or like how hard. My kids are probably going to just bitch about how much I'm hiking and running and not at the house, you know. And when I do it and get done, they might not even tell me like, "Oh my God, that was so awesome." But
they're gonna.
I feel like in the back of a lot of people's heads, like people that work for me, people that are in my lives, are just going to go, holy crap, like that was one hell of an accomplishment. And it just kind of motivates people, whether they tell you it does or not. I feel like it does. And so like us doing this, I feel like it's just going to make people go, wow, like what can I do? You know, like really what can I do? And then it'll also, I think, maybe, hopefully, just give people a little bit, not that I need respect or I'm asking for respect, but like, I mean, as leaders, you know, we want people to look up to us and and it's like, hey, we're putting ourselves out there. Like we're taking a risk, like a huge risk, not a financial risk, like a death risk almost. And not really. I don't think we're going to die.
Yeah,
but,
no, 1 or 2 people die a year.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be those people. I'm not putting us in that category. So those are probably the 2 people that like that would be like Alfredo and me just going like, we just drank 12 beers and we're about to go climb Mount Rainier. And like, we really call it reindeer. And we probably put like antlers on our heads and we're like, here we go. That's probably the two people that die, you know. But
Thanks, man. I appreciate how you like with I'm not gonna put us in that category, and then you're like, but if I do, it's me and Fredo. We're
well, I mean, listen, that was an example. It was not, I really don't think I would not do that with you, and I don't think you would do that with me. I think one of us would say, yeah, this is dumb. Like these antlers need to come off and we need to go back to White Castle or something like that. I don't know.
Hey, so
Dude, White Castle
yeah, just
was dangerous. It was gross.
yeah, hey, so Jeremy Hill just commented. This guy, if it's the Jeremy Hill I'm thinking of, he's from our high school. And
I don't think so, boss.
well, we have Jeremy Hill. That looks more like a Ryan or a Andy. Right? Anyways, whatever. The point is that I'm looking forward to some of the relationships. We've met some really cool people that have either done this. Like we met a lady that she does Everest a bunch. She doesn't go very far. She just goes about halfway up. I mean, that's pretty far. But there's a lot of people that are doing really extraordinary things. And we live in a society that bases success off of your bank account instead of your balls. Like, I mean, do you have the balls to do something like this? And so I'm really looking forward to it. But man, just kicking it with you guys for an hour, this is way cooler than what I could have done. I found out that all y'all are really funny. What'd we miss? What else do people need to know right now? Because the next one we do, I'm going to get a couple people that have been on it.
I want to know what's going in our pack that's going to weigh so much. What do we have to take other than like, why is it, how much is it going to weigh?
40, but I don't, I said this
30, 40 pounds.
Here.
Why 40 pounds? What are we taking this 40 pounds?
beef jerky.
Stuff weighs a lot. You got a sleeping bag, you got an ice axe, you've got clothes and food.
Are we sleeping up there? So how long does it take? Like how long is it?
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about like the 4 days? I mean, isn't like day one training at the bottom and then day two is kind of going up somewhere else and training some more? And there's really only like a one.
Let Boulder Brad or Ryan tell us.
Isn't there only like a 1 day? Like the main thing is like 1 day, is it not?
So it's really
we don't go halfway up and sleep on the side of the mountain, do we?
Yes, we do.
So it's really 2 days. So the first like real day of climbing, you start at a place called Paradise. It's like a big parking lot. There's a welcome.
Of course,
center.
It's called Paradise.
That's where it's going to be like 75 degrees, 70 degrees, and just beautiful. All the flowers will be out. It's really nice. And so you hike from there. I want to say like 4,000 feet up to
that's base camp, right?
So that Paradise is
that's what they call it. Paradise is the base camp.
Yeah, and then you go about 4,000 feet up, so at about 10,000 feet elevation to Camp Muir. There's like a really cool like stone building up there, and people pitch tents, and that's where you're starting to get like the glacier area. So from Paradise to Muir, it's just regular hiking. There might be a little bit of snow, but like hiking boots or just regular shoes up. And then you go to bed that night, wake up at like midnight or leave camp at like midnight, hike in the dark from Muir to the summit, which is another 4,500 feet. Get to the summit around around 8 a.m. and then come back down. You're back at the car at Paradise at like early afternoon.
So the one thing,
the way down.
Yeah.
So let me
little caveat to that, Ryan.
That's only 3 days. What happened to the fourth day?
Well, the first day we check in and hang out. The first day and the second day we actually do some training. So with the guide service we're going on, we'll do some ropes training, some crevasse rescue training. If something happens, we'll be ready.
Lots of CPR training.
But the other thing, Ryan, is they were kind of saying by climbing in August, the weather should be great, but the crevasses open up and a lot of the snow melts off of them. So we should expect 12 hours hiking on the summit day.
Does that not create a higher chance of not being able to summit?
It's kind of one. If you climb early in the season, the weather's the big issue. Late in the season, the crevasse conditions are the issue. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think we have
I know a few
early
of the
August is a good
videos. Yeah, like a few of the videos I've watched, they get, a long ways up there and then they can't go any farther because either weather or they can't get across somewhere. Are we literally gonna have to climb over like ladders over big
Yeah.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So there's like 3 guide companies that work on the mountain year round. And
They're
they're
gonna know what's up, right? Like we're not gonna
part
literally
of like the 3 guide companies, part of what they do is they figure out the route. So like if a ice bridge collapses or something, they're out there like the next day figuring out the better way to go. And yeah, sometimes
the heavier we're gonna have heavy people in the front and heavy people in the back. That way when one heavy person gets over, when we're tied together, if somebody falls, like we got heavy people on both sides to get us, so we don't fall down in the.
I'm worried about your logic, but okay.
Brad and Ryan.
Listen, dude, it's a balancing act here.
The group that we're climbing with, I thought that they have like little wooden huts up there with just shitty bunk beds.
There is it's a stone building with, I think it sleeps probably like 10 or 15 with plywood bunks.
Do we get that?
I believe so. Brad, maybe it's a Brad question, not a me question.
Yeah, we do, but we've also been told to expect it's like hanging out in a plywood box, and it's not too exciting. They've been looking for permission to tear it down and rebuild it for years. So yes, we get it, but no, it's not a prize.
Can you imagine?
Actually, deer leases are awful, so it's the same thing.
I think snow is softer than plywood.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't pay for whatever the premium version is when they take you off to the better place to camp.
There's a better place?
Grade up, and we're like, we'll tough it.
Can we use Amex points for that?
Okay, so let's talk real quick. So I heard this the other day and I love it, that somebody is basing their potential off of our perseverance. Somebody is basing their potential off our perseverance. There are people that are counting on us. Not that they can't do this, but they haven't done it yet. And I'm really looking forward to where this multiplies, because we didn't just come up with this idea on our own. Somebody else went before us, and now's a good time to talk about what's next. And I know I want to go on the Camino de Santiago. I know this, and I did some research on it. And it's a huge pilgrimage, and that's our next thing. So if you want to get in, we'd love to have you. But basically what stood out on the Camino, and I imagine is very similar to Rainier, is that it's a digital detox, and we live in a world that needs it worse than ever. Self-discovery and clarity, right? And the spiritual, mental, and physical rejuvenation. And I love that word rejuvenation. A lot of us go on a vacation to prevent burnout, and the reality of vacation speeds up burnout because we just got more to come back to later. And so I'm really looking forward to knowing you, man, after the rejuvenation of this whole journey. And I've had so much fun in the group chat and this we got to do this at least, I don't know, a lot more.